My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Now, you all may have seen a certain step we kind of took last time around, and how I'm going to kind of just keep working along on things, kind of make them a little better. But I'd say as I just was in between videos, there was a certain other line I drew on some of these certain other ones where, there was this other line I drew around here just to kind of make it where the hood separates from the ruffle, and also these lines here that kind of make the ruffle cuts. I've got probably a couple more here on which to demonstrate how I will do that, and I'll show you now. Here you go to about the center and make the line down the center like this, and then you kind of come to where the sides that of the what'll be the beard of the face, you kind of make a little line down those to down each one and all the way down the sleeve to make the little cuffies there. And I'd say there's going to be another little line we'll make on this one as well, just to kind of get it right into its place, and put another one along here and even make one along here. You see how it is whenever it comes to this hood now. You'll notice there's that little line there that ends up kind of making it with the hood, and we will sort of draw the line about there to kind of make it where we will separate the hood from the ruffle. Kind of put a little line in this place as well, kind of try to come up where we put the line in this place and up on here as well, and then kind of take it where we do it with this other one too, sort of make it so the line is going to go up the place of the hood to make it so we can see around the little place where the hood and the ruffle come in. And I say just put extra lines along those little Santas and make the little Santa just the way it is. And then again, I say that there's going to be a time when we're going to do what's next. Probably first of all, we'll cut out these little lines that make out the shoulders and try to work along them little by little. And as you all know, this is kind of a challenge video because we're kind of working on several of something and trying to get to where we can kind of get enough made. So that's why we're working along here and doing the same step on several little pieces here, and come along this way, kind of make the same little lines for the shoulders on these ones too, and kind of put little lines to make, oh dear Santa Claus, the little character of a little fella of what we know, and all the old days when it was like he started out as old Father Niklaas, the bishop. So I say that we kind of got these little cuts made right in here. Hopefully I've got one or two where I can kind of bring it closer to the camera and demonstrate in a better way, but like I've said before, this is really not the best way to hold the wood, except when doing little video demonstrations as to how you are making the lines. So that is just a little trip we have in this little spot, and then get the line right there in its little own place, and then try to see what's going to be the next little line we're going to make. And I say and that's why you don't, because I just got a little nick on my thumb, probably went a little ways through the guard there and might get a little blood on the wood, but I'll tell y'all one thing for sure, that it's not going to stop me from finishing a little video piece. So try to see how that works along here. And I'd probably also say when we move along next to these little walnut ones, which are going to be next, it probably won't hurt it as bad, but I just got a little blood on the wood here, so that's going to be sanded off or washed off or something. So when it comes down to it, and we're kind of showing this little line just how the way it's going to go, you know, for all I know, this could end up being a little bit of a shorter video, so we don't get too much blood everywhere. But you know, this is just probably what it's going to need to be when we get down to it. May not spend as long a time making this, and kind of try to get a little more work out of this so we can go on to another step. But I'd say, as for these little lines here, and you want to be extra careful doing it on the walnut, because like I've said before, walnut has a little toxin in it that might poison you a little bit if it gets into your bloodstream. So that's where we make the cut along here, and just kind of like with all things I say, make the little lines just where they're cut in the center. There won't be too much to say here, because we're going to have to stop a little while later and maybe even treat this cut. So I'd say this will be just something we have here for the making, and I'd say we're going to finish it up here, maybe stop the video for a while and come back and do it again, maybe. As y'all noticed in the last video, I kind of had to stop it there, or in the last little clip, but did decide to come back and continue the same video in a way that I'm going to have to join them to make them all one. But I'd say that it was kind of where I kind of got that little cut on my thumb and had to stop to kind of bandage it up and put the guard back on. So I say that maybe I found out there was a little cut, might have forgotten the knife wasn't the best thing for it, so probably got out the gouge thinking that'll be the better thing. But think at this point we're going to kind of make the little cut that kind of separates the face from the ruffle, and probably got to turn the camera down so y'all can see a little better what I'm doing, where I've just made that line right there. Got another line to cut out to kind of make it right here too, sort of put the little place in and make it so little St. Nicholas can be a good little memory to go by, to know and live by, I say. Oh, I say little times just for the little cuts we make. Just kind of made it along here. Might kind of demonstrate a little closer how I do it on this next one I'll do it with. Kind of get these others out of the way. But I say how you notice that there's just little shavings around here that make the head. So for a little moment we've just kind of got to put the gouge in and kind of make that little line we just made, kind of take the same degree of the gouge and make the same little line that is on the other side of the face as well. And just a little thing where we put one this way too, make it up the corner there, go up this little corner, and come to where we get around and make it at the top of the head. I think there will be different steps we'll demonstrate on different ones of these, and like I'll be saying, maybe with these African mahogany ones we'll kind of do a little demonstration of how we make the hood here, make the ruffle of the hood. So come down this way, make the little line so it's going to be just in a good enough place. And it's a good thing I've got this pan right here, because otherwise, if I was demonstrating this with other people on the other side, it could probably kind of slip into them and cause little cuts. But I think every once in a while, you know, a gouge may need to be sharpened as well. So I'm kind of trying my best at this, making the best cuts I can to go into the thing. And this is where we're getting along, getting the hood right into place and seeing how we work this way. Thinking whenever I kind of go to doing another video, I might get around to where, and you see that place where the line is up at the top, try to take care of that as well. And while I'm at it, try to take care of this other little ruffle too. Just get it right into place where a little work shall belong, to make it so we see just the right thing for a Santa Claus, and little work come into his head and his system. I'd say just a tiny cut, making a narrow gouge go a long way, makes it where we see a good point in our work. And I'd say that this is just kind of the place where a little ruffle in the hood will come forward. And so just to try to, and there's a line, I'd say we've already made that one, but you see this one at the top, we still have yet to do that one too. And it's a good thing I've got my glove in place, so we can kind of do the best thing we need to do to make it so it gets a little good and safe for the making. I say that a little cut will come up right here, and then it'll just kind of come a little further down to the fact that we've got these little ones here from the genuine mahogany, and might go ahead and do a thing here where we will demonstrate how we separate the cuff sleeves. So might have to kind of move this camera back a little bit to kind of, and whoa, I say, things are falling off everywhere too, but we're going to get around to where we're going to show what we need to and try to get this into a place. And this is getting crazy to me, but I'll say that for these little lines we got here, I say put a little work into them, kind of make it so we're getting the sleeve cuffs right in the place where they ought to be. And so with this little direction we take, try to get them into place here as well, and say that this is just one thing we make out of this. Try not to cut too far or too much, because you might kind of ruin a little something else if you do, but then come down to where we got this one left, and just to kind of show a little thing of how it's going to turn out once you get done with it, and maybe, just maybe, go ahead and make these face lines while we are right here at it. So there's just a lot of messing around that kind of goes on in a little series like this, and so much to try to consider when you're working. So we got these little lines just in their places, and then come down to where we're going to make a last little line just to come up there to the top of the hood, make it in place, and then again think while we're doing the same, we'll take care of the little face lines among these ones too. And sometimes if you want to do it all as one step, you could. So as for now, the work is going this way. We'll kind of get things into place as we go right about them, and then put a little kind of tired of placing work in. And with all I say, maybe, just maybe, come down to where we'll get around to putting little hood lines in here too. This video won't be too long, so it's probably going to end in a few minutes, so not much we have time to do left. So I say little steps are being made, and that's probably where sooner or later it is going to end, because a lot of times work goes into our projects to make them what they are and to make us who we are. I say kind of like a little carving in ways and putting things in place just where they ought to be and ought to go. Just kind of make it where a little line can come right in and see a little goodness in us and our ways, our work, and all we want to do. A little good gift can kind of cost us a little ways, but I say, just make the line so it's gonna go straight across in a certain way, and so it's coming down to where we're getting closer to the end. I decided since the last video lasted about 8 minutes, this one's going to last about 12. Put them together and make a 20-minute video. So that's what I appreciate about you all coming on, seeing my work, seeing what I do. It has been a struggle lately because there's probably been a little ways we've had to go about sharpening tools and things. So I say that this is going to be a time when there's going to continue to be more to this series, and little funny things are going to happen now and then, like little tablets dropping off of tripods and falling in the floor and having to pick them back up to get back in place. So I just want to say that this has been a struggle, and I appreciate y'all coming on, watching, keeping up with everything. Keep in touch always and stay safe. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.